Millions of people are wasting time on face yoga, yet science proves it simply does not work. Your double chin is not caused by lazy cheeks or a lack of chin lifts at all. The real causes are hiding beneath your skin, and fixing them requires understanding actual physiology and real science. Welcome to Real Health Logic, your source for evidence-based health insights that actually transform your results permanently. Let us start with something most fitness creators will never honestly tell their audiences about face fat removal. Face yoga and chewing exercises cannot burn face fat because your facial muscles are simply too small for that. No meaningful caloric burn happens from facial movements, and the science behind this is actually very straightforward to understand. The most famous study supporting facial exercises had a 41% dropout rate before participants even finished the program completely. That same study had no control group whatsoever, and it was written by the person selling the face yoga program. That is exactly like asking a car salesman whether you actually need to purchase a brand new car today. Now here is the truth that 99% of content creators on this topic completely fail to understand properly. Your double chin is not always about having too much fat sitting underneath your chin and neck area alone. It is often about having weak muscles that simply cannot hold the existing fat properly in its correct position. There are 3 root causes behind your double chin, and you likely have all 3 of them right now. The first root cause is genetics, and this one is something many people genuinely do not want to hear. 40% of people who have a normal, healthy body weight still carry a visible double chin every single day. That means you could be at 12% body fat with visible abs and still have a double chin. Your DNA controls exactly where your body stores fat, and that is not something chin lifts can override at all. 72% of people with double chins have at least one parent, sibling, or child with the exact same issue. The National Institutes of Health confirmed that a specific submental fat compartment exists sandwiched between your skin and neck muscle. Your genetics essentially built that fat pocket, and some people simply inherited a much larger version than others unfortunately did. So look at your close family members honestly, and you will likely see the exact same fat storage pattern there. The second root cause is forward head posture, and this one is something you are probably doing right now today. Your head is most likely pushed forward from spending hours staring at phone and computer screens throughout your entire day. Every single inch your head moves forward adds approximately 10 pounds of additional pressure directly onto your neck and spine. At 60 degrees of forward tilt, like when you scroll through your phone, that becomes roughly 60 pounds of pressure. That is essentially like carrying a heavy bowling ball on your shoulders throughout every single hour of your entire day. This forward posture does 2 very damaging things to the appearance of your chin and jawline at the same time. First, it mechanically pushes the fat sitting under your chin forward, exactly like squeezing toothpaste out of a tube forcefully. The space between your jaw and your chest shrinks, and all that soft tissue has nowhere to go but outward. Second, this posture completely shuts off the muscles that are actually supposed to hold everything tight and lift it in place. Your neck muscles become progressively weaker and eventually lose the ability to keep your skin and fat pulled properly upward. A 2021 study tested this exact concept on 43 college students over a structured and carefully monitored exercise period together. Researchers corrected the participants' head posture using simple targeted exercises, and the results were genuinely remarkable and clearly measurable afterward. Their neck angle improved dramatically from 48.4 degrees all the way up to 69.4 degrees total. Observers could literally see the participants' jawlines becoming tighter and more defined just from correcting their daily head position alone. If you are sitting with your head pushed forward right now, you are actively creating a double chin in real time. Even if you carry no excess fat, fixing your posture alone can reduce double chin appearance by up to 50%. That improvement can happen within just 4 to 6 weeks, without you losing a single pound of body weight overall. The third root cause involves a specific group of muscles located directly beneath your chin, called the suprahyoid complex muscles. These muscles function exactly like a hammock, and their primary job is holding the floor of your mouth firmly upward. When these muscles are strong, they pull everything upward, your chin stays tight, and your jawline looks naturally defined always. When they become weak, that hammock gets loose. Gravity takes over completely, and everything begins sagging visibly downward over time. This is precisely why even thin people can have a visible double chin despite carrying very little overall body fat. The fat is present in its normal amount, but the muscle underneath is simply not holding it properly in place. Try this right now to prove this concept is completely real, and not just theoretical information being shared with you. Look directly into a mirror and swallow. Then watch carefully what happens to your chin and neck area immediately afterward. For just 1 second, your double chin completely disappears, and your jawline looks noticeably tight and well-defined during that moment. Swallowing forces those suprahyoid muscles to contract powerfully and pull everything upward into a much more defined and attractive position. The problem is that the moment you stop swallowing, those muscles immediately relax, and everything drops right back down again. The goal is to train those muscles to maintain that lifted and tight position naturally throughout every single hour daily. Now, before building those muscles, you absolutely must fix the mechanical problem that posture is creating underneath your chin first. Remember that forward head posture is pushing your chin fat forward like toothpaste, and that must be addressed before anything else. If you skip this step, all the muscle exercises in the entire world will produce only very limited visible results. The first exercise you need is called the chin tuck, and it directly corrects your forward head posture very effectively. Sit up completely straight in a chair with your back firmly against the backrest and your shoulders fully relaxed downward. Look straight ahead and pick a specific spot on the wall directly at your eye level to focus on consistently. Now slide your head straight backward, not upward and not downward, but purely straight back in one smooth, controlled motion. You should feel a noticeable stretch forming at the base of your skull where your neck meets your head exactly. That tight area at the base of your skull is the precise target of this particular corrective exercise for posture. Hold this tucked position for 5 full seconds while continuing to breathe normally and naturally throughout the entire hold duration. Then slowly relax and return to your original neutral starting position, completing 1 full, successful repetition of the chin tuck exercise. Perform 3 complete sets of 10 to 15 repetitions each, resting for 30 seconds between each individual set consistently always. Aim to complete this exercise routine at least 3 to 5 days every single week for best long-term results overall. Here is the critical mistake that most people consistently make when they attempt to correct their forward head posture daily. They perform the exercise correctly, but then immediately return to poor forward posture for the remainder of their entire day afterward. That approach is exactly like brushing your teeth only once per week and expecting them to stay completely clean always. Set an hourly reminder on your phone, and every single time it goes off, check and correct your head position. Make this posture check a genuine daily habit, and within 4 to 6 weeks, your jawline will look visibly tighter. Now let us move to the exercise that directly strengthens your suprahyoid muscles, which form that hammock beneath your chin area. A 2023 systematic review compared every known exercise specifically designed to strengthen and activate the suprahyoid muscle group effectively and safely. Researchers tested traditional exercises, the shaker exercise, and 1 additional method against each other in a carefully structured clinical comparison study. The exercise being introduced here outperformed every single other method tested in terms of suprahyoid muscle activation levels and overall safety. It also produced less neck strain than competing methods, meaning you can actually stick with this exercise consistently over time. This particular exercise comes directly from medical research, originally conducted on patients who had completely lost their ability to swallow safely. Doctors developed it specifically to rebuild and strengthen the exact muscles needed for safe and effective swallowing function in patients. The remarkable side effect of this medical rehabilitation exercise turned out to be a noticeably tighter and more defined jawline. This exercise is called the chin tuck against resistance, and you only need one simple and inexpensive item to perform it. Find a small rubber ball roughly the size of a softball, available at any store for just a few dollars easily. Alternatively, you can tightly roll up a hand towel into a firm compact shape and use that instead of a ball. Sit in a chair with excellent straight posture, applying everything you have already practiced from the chin tuck exercise above correctly. Place the ball directly under your chin, tucked firmly between the bottom of your chin and the very top of your chest. Now press your chin down into the ball as hard as you possibly and physically can without any holding back at all. Within just 2 to 3 seconds of pressing, you will feel the muscles directly underneath your chin begin burning noticeably already. Hold that maximum pressing intensity for a full 60 seconds, while continuing to breathe normally and steadily throughout the entire hold. After resting for 30 seconds, immediately perform another complete set, and then repeat for 3 to 5 total sets overall daily. On your very last set, after completing the 60-second hold, immediately perform 30 rapid and consecutive squeeze and release pulses as fast as possible. This final pulse sequence completely fatigues the muscle and forces a powerful adaptation response that accelerates your visible results significantly overall. Treat this exactly like strength training at the gym, because that is precisely what it genuinely is for your muscles. Just as you would not expect large biceps after one single week of training, results here require consistent, dedicated effort too. Performing this exercise once daily, 5 days every week, for 6 consecutive weeks will produce clearly visible and measurable structural changes. Now let us address something that will not build muscle or burn fat, but will eliminate puffiness, making things look worse. Your face is very likely holding somewhere between 2 and 5 pounds of excess water weight right at this very moment. This excess water retention is primarily caused by consuming too much dietary sodium throughout your daily meals and snacks consistently. When you consume excess salt, your body pulls water directly into your blood vessels to maintain proper internal balance always. That excess water then collects in your facial tissues, creating visible puffiness under your chin, around your eyes, and in cheeks. A reanalysis of the DASH sodium trial found that high-sodium diets make people 27% more likely to experience notable bloating. Keeping your daily sodium intake under 2,000 milligrams for just 2 to 3 consecutive days produces noticeable facial tightening results. That is less than 1 full teaspoon of salt spread across your entire day of eating and drinking combined together. This is not permanent fat loss, but you will look measurably and noticeably leaner within just a few short days easily. Alcohol is another major contributor to facial puffiness, and it works against your jawline appearance through 3 distinct harmful mechanisms simultaneously. First, alcohol inhibits vasopressin, which is your body's antidiuretic hormone, causing dehydration followed immediately by a strong rebound water retention response. Second, alcohol triggers widespread inflammatory responses that cause your blood vessels to widen and leak fluid directly into surrounding facial tissues. Third, alcohol significantly slows your lymphatic drainage system, so fluid accumulates and sits under your chin and around your eyes longer. Studies directly link regular alcohol consumption to under-eye puffiness and measurable mid-face volume changes that worsen your jawline definition noticeably over time. If you drink alcohol regularly, eliminating or significantly reducing it alone can make a dramatic difference in how defined your jawline appears. Now here is an underrated and frequently overlooked strategy that almost nobody in the fitness space discusses with their audiences honestly. When your neck muscles are tense from daily stress or poor posture, Lymph fluid becomes trapped directly under your chin area. It simply sits there accumulating and creating persistent puffiness that makes your double chin look significantly worse than it actually is. Research indicates that double chin appearance can decrease by up to 50% following proper lymphatic drainage massage sessions performed consistently. In some documented cases, that reduction is temporary, but it powerfully reveals just how much fluid retention genuinely affects your appearance daily. You can perform a simple and effective self-massage at home, using only light and consistent pressure applied with your fingertips gently. Make smooth, sweeping strokes, moving from the very center of your chin outward toward both of your ears simultaneously and gently. Then stroke firmly downward along the sides of your neck, all the way toward your collarbone area, using consistent, gentle pressure. This motion pushes accumulated fluid outward toward your ears first, and then downward into your lymph nodes for proper natural drainage. Performing this gentle massage for 2 to 3 minutes every single day produces a visibly tighter face within 3 to 4 days. These 3 strategies, reducing sodium, cutting alcohol, and performing lymphatic massage, represent your quickest and most immediately accessible wins right now. Research published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine shows that poor sleep raises cortisol levels significantly in the human body. Elevated cortisol directly promotes increased facial fat storage and causes persistent puffiness that noticeably worsens your double chin appearance over time. Additionally, chronic mouth breathing weakens the tongue's natural resting posture against the palate, reducing the upward pressure that supports your jawline daily. Correcting breathing patterns and prioritizing quality sleep are therefore genuinely important and evidence-supported components of improving your overall jawline definition. Long term. Now, for the hardest and most important truth, the one that absolutely nobody making face yoga content wants to honestly tell you. If you are carrying actual excess body fat under your chin, the only real solution is losing total body fat overall. You can fix your posture completely, strengthen every relevant muscle, and reduce all water retention through every method discussed here today. But if you carry excess body fat, none of those improvements alone will give you a truly sharp and defined jawline. University of Toronto researchers found you must lose 8 to 9 pounds before other people even begin noticing any facial changes. For people to genuinely rate your jawline as more attractive and defined, losing 14 to 18 pounds is typically required overall. For men specifically, jawline definition typically begins emerging somewhere between 10 and 15% total body fat percentage, depending on genetics. Some men begin seeing visible jawline definition at 15% body fat, while others need to reach as low as 10%. This variation depends entirely on that genetic fat storage pattern we discussed at the very beginning of this video together today. The complete approach to eliminating your double chin, therefore, combines 5 distinct and evidence-backed elements working powerfully together simultaneously for you. Fix your forward head posture daily, strengthen your suprahyoid muscles consistently, reduce sodium intake, limit alcohol consumption, and perform lymphatic massage regularly. Add quality sleep, correct your breathing habits, and pursue gradual overall body fat reduction if excess fat is genuinely present there. This is not a quick overnight fix, and anyone promising you dramatic results in just a few days is misleading you completely. But following this evidence-based approach consistently over 6 to 12 weeks will produce real, visible, and genuinely lasting improvements for you. Everything shared in this video is backed by peer-reviewed research and clinical studies conducted by qualified medical and scientific professionals worldwide. Every single body is different. Every set of genetics is unique, and your individual results will naturally reflect those personal differences always. If this evidence-based breakdown genuinely helped you today, please give this video a like right now to support this channel. Subscribe to Real Health Logic so you never miss science-backed health insights that make a real and measurable difference in your life.